They laughed at him. They told him he was wasting his time, chasing something impossible. He had no money, no fame, no connections. Just a camera, an idea, and a dream that felt too big for the room he was living in. But here's the hard truth. Success doesn't come gift-wrapped. It doesn't knock politely on your door. It tests you. It breaks you. And it asks one question: how much are you willing to give for what you want most? This is the story of a guy who went from complete unknown to building one of the fastest-growing communities on YouTube. His name is Airrack. And his rise will change the way you think about your own journey. Before millions of people started watching his crazy ideas on YouTube, Airrack was just Eric Decker. A regular guy with nothing but a dream that felt almost ridiculous to everyone around him. He wasn't born into fame. He didn't have wealthy parents funding his projects. In fact, he was working odd jobs just to keep himself afloat, pouring every extra dollar into chasing this thing called YouTube. But here's the part most people miss. Eric wasn't just making videos. He was building something bigger than himself. A community, a movement, a place where creativity and fun could live without limits. Still, it wasn't easy. He faced the same doubts most of us do. The fear of failing. The fear of wasting years of his life on something that might never work. He lived in a tiny apartment, stretched every penny, and often questioned if he should just quit. But there was something inside him, a refusal to settle for the ordinary. He knew deep down that even if the odds were stacked against him, his dream was worth the fight. Eric's YouTube journey didn't start with millions of views. It started with silence. He poured weeks into videos, sometimes months into ideas, and when he finally uploaded, nothing happened. A handful of views, a couple of comments, maybe a friend or two watching out of pity. That's the part most people never see. The grind that breaks 99% of creators before they even begin. But Eric wasn't just fighting an algorithm. He was fighting his own doubts. He had invested everything into chasing YouTube, which meant there was no safety net. Bills stacked up, rent was due, and there were nights when he wondered if he had made the biggest mistake of his life. Friends questioned his choices. Family worried. The pressure to quit grew heavier every single day. He was burning money he didn't have, burning time he couldn't get back, and yet the breakthrough refused to come. Every upload felt like a test. Every failure a reminder that the dream was slipping away. And that's the brutal truth. Chasing success often feels like running in the dark, with no guarantee you'll ever see the light. Now, let's be real for a second. When you grow on YouTube as fast as Airrack did, criticism will always follow. People said his videos were staged. They said he exaggerated moments. They even questioned his intentions. But let's step back. What's YouTube at its core? It's entertainment. It's storytelling. Do we ever sit in a theater, watch a blockbuster movie, and walk out saying, that explosion wasn't real, so the film doesn't count? Of course not. We enjoy it because it made us feel something. Because it took us somewhere we couldn't go on our own. And that's exactly what Airrack does. He's not just pressing record and hoping something happens. He's crafting an experience that millions of people can laugh at, get inspired by, or simply escape into for a few minutes. Yes, sometimes the line between real and staged can blur. But the real question isn't, was this 100% raw? The real question is, did it connect with you? Did it make you smile, laugh, or share it with a friend? That's the magic. Because while others argue about what's fake or real, Airrack is focused on something bigger, building moments that people will never forget. And that's why he keeps winning, because he knows storytelling, creativity, and connection matter more than perfection. When the doubts grew louder, when people questioned his videos, when money was running out, that's when most people would have quit. That's when most people would have said, you know what, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. But Airrack didn't walk away. He made a decision. He decided that no matter what people said, no matter how small the views were at first, no matter how much criticism came his way, he would not stop creating. And here's the truth, that single decision changed everything. Instead of trying to be perfect, he leaned into being consistent. Instead of hiding from criticism, he accepted it as part of the journey. He realized that growth doesn't come from avoiding hate, but from staying true to your vision even when the world is against you. That's the moment his story shifted. Not when the views blew up, not when the subscribers came pouring in, but when he made the choice to keep going even when he had every reason to quit. Because success isn't about never falling. It's about refusing to stay down. Once Airrack made the decision to keep going, everything began to shift. The first spark came when he started pulling off bold, unforgettable stunts, sneaking into events, buying Logan Paul's couch, and creating challenges so outrageous that people couldn't help but click. But here's the thing, those moments didn't just happen by luck. They happened because he was willing to put himself out there again and again, no matter how many times it looked impossible. And then it clicked. One video turned into thousands of new subscribers. Those subscribers shared his content. The YouTube algorithm noticed. His audience began to grow, and suddenly, the guy who was once posting to silence was now building one of the fastest growing communities on the platform. Opportunities followed. Collaborations opened up. His creativity got sharper, his ideas got bigger, and his work ethic never slowed down. Airrack went from filming in a tiny apartment to creating massive projects that entertained millions. But through it all, the secret wasn't money or luck or even perfect timing. The secret was simple. He refused to quit. He kept showing up. He kept creating. And because of that, success had no choice but to show up too. Airrack's journey teaches us something powerful. Success isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, being creative, and refusing to quit when things look impossible. Think about it. He didn't start with millions of subscribers. He didn't start with perfect gear or a dream budget. He started the same way you and I would, with doubt, with struggle, with nothing guaranteed. But here's the difference, he kept moving. He understood that criticism will always exist. People will always question, complain, or compare. But the only voice that really matters is the one inside of you, the one that says, "This is my dream, and I'm not letting go." And that's the lesson for you. You don't need to wait until you have the perfect setup. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to start, and keep starting every single day until momentum catches up. Because if Airrack can go from a small apartment with no money to building one of YouTube's biggest communities, then what's stopping you from chasing your dream? Airrack's story isn't just about YouTube. It's about life. It's about what happens when you refuse to quit, when you stop waiting for permission, and when you trust that your hard work will eventually pay off. So here's the hard truth. Success will test you. It will stretch you. It will make you question yourself. But if you can hold on through the silence, if you can create even when no one is watching, if you can push through the moments when quitting feels easier, then your time will come. Airrack proved it. He showed that the people who win aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who never stop trying. So let me leave you with this. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for everyone's approval. Start now. Keep going. And when it feels impossible, remember Airrack, the guy who turned struggle into one of the greatest success stories on YouTube. Because if he can do it, so can you.